My question this morning is for the Minister of Energy. Last week, I asked you, Minister, about the electricity increases, 15% last year alone at Quinte Healthcare hospitals. And your announcement last week won't actually roll back any of that. It barely addresses the increased cost of electricity going forward this year. Instead, what the minister did was he sided with his big Liberal donors in his energy scheme last year, instead of siding with the doctors and the staff and the patients at Quinte Healthcare hospitals. So my question is this. How many billions of dollars in interest is the scheme that you announced last week going to cost electricity customers in the future?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I think it's, very obvious, Mr. Speaker, that they don't have a plan, Mr. Speaker, so they're making it up as they go. And I know last week the honourable member put out a tweet that he had to correct Mr. Speaker on air when he said, you know what, Mr. Speaker, what we were saying in that is inaccurate, Mr. Speaker, just like the question, Mr. Speaker, inaccurate information in it, Mr. Speaker. We're making sure, Mr. Speaker, that all people in this province see a 25% reduction. Hospitals, Mr. Speaker, because of the structural changes that we are making to this system, Mr. Speaker, they will see a reduction, Mr. Speaker, between 2 and 4%. That's significant, Mr. Speaker. But hospitals also qualify for many of our programs, Mr. Speaker. The Save on Energy program, for example. My hospital in Greater Sudbury, Mr. Speaker, saved $400,000 a year by investing in the Save on Energy program, Mr. Speaker, and they put that back into health care, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary.
Speaker, the price of electricity at Quinte Healthcare hospitals has gone up 34% since 2012. That is accurate. Speaker, the minister had plenty of taxpayer money to throw around last week to bail out his government's bad decisions that they've made on the energy file. And let's call it what it is. A bailout is a bailout, and this bailout is trying to save the Liberal hide in the next election. He didn't have a dime, however, last week for the patients and the doctors and the staff at Quinte Healthcare hospitals. So I ask the minister again, Mr. Speaker, how many billions of dollars in interest is his scheme that he announced last week going to cost electricity customers in the future of Ontario? How many billions of dollars?
Thank you. Minister.
Mr. Speaker, we're saving Ontario ratepayers 25%, Mr. Speaker, on all of their bills. The only person that doesn't understand about the billions that they're going to cost is, again, that party, Mr. Speaker, and they talk about ripping up contracts, Mr. Speaker. I know the honourable member recognizes that they can't do that because it will cost them billions, Mr. Speaker, because they don't have a plan. We have a plan, Mr. Speaker. We're bringing it forward, Mr. Speaker. We're helping businesses. We're helping municipalities. We're helping ratepayers, Mr. Speaker. We're making sure that everyone in this province will see a reduction, Mr. Speaker, on their electricity bills. I know they don't have a plan, Mr. Speaker. The only thing that they want to do, Mr. Speaker, is put a carbon tax on and then tax everything when they bring back coal, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. New question. The member from